I avoided dialysis by drinking this once a day.
In this video, this simple binder, activated charcoal, is so powerful it has been used to replace dialysis. But today, that is old news because a new super binder has just hit the market and it promises to be an order of magnitude more powerful. Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine. There is a breakthrough study I want to share with you today. This is about a detoxifier so powerful it could make dialysis a thing of the past. Because here's the thing, toxins like phosphorus, urea, and the deadly indoxyl sulfate, they are responsible for the nastiest symptoms of kidney disease. Kidney scarring, arterial calcification, early dementia, unbearable itching. These symptoms, they can happen in all the stages. But when the toxins get too high, dialysis is usually the only option. Or is it? Because here is something your doctor isn't telling you. There is a new super binder on the market that is destroying these toxins before they can destroy your kidneys. We will see it immediately. And if you love my content, hit that like button and share this video with a friend who needs hope. Let's talk about the super binder, activated bamboo charcoal. This is the technology that is going to make regular activated charcoal look like a toy. This isn't just a supplement, it is an evolution. It has a commercial name, CharXgen, and it is made from bamboo. And guys, this is not the same as AST 120 or Cremazine. It is cleaner, it is stronger, and it has been recently tested on 46 stage 3 CKD patients with outstanding results. Seriously, you won't believe what a few pills of this binder can achieve. Let me show you. The indoxyl sulfate levels were cut by 23.9% on average. This is the kidney scarring toxin. That is a massive drop in toxicity. But here is where it gets incredibly interesting. This binder works well alone, but when you pair it with a renal probiotic like my Renabiotic, it becomes unstoppable. In fact, when the super binder was used in combination with it becomes unable to cut indoxyl sulfate by a third. Think about that. 30% of the poison gone. A reduction like that in the most dangerous kidney toxin could literally save your life. So today, I will show you exactly how to find and use this binder. But if you are not taking Renabiotic already, start now. Reducing kidney toxins is the only way to delay dialysis, and Renabiotic is the easiest way to do that. Why? Because the binder catches the toxins, but the probiotic stops them from being made. You need both. And Renabiotic is the only renal probiotic that's FODMAP-free, making it perfectly safe for sensitive stomachs. So get a bottle now from Renabiotic.co. Don't fight this war with one hand tied behind your back. Check out the link in the description and start Renabiotic from Renabiotic.co now. But let's go back to the super binder now, because here is the best part. This innovative detoxifier, it is not a prescription medication. It is an OTC supplement. And yeah, in the US, you can't really have it. But in countries with universal healthcare, they are already delaying dialysis with it. This is why today I will show you how to find it. Before that, let's take a look at why you should even consider CharXgen over other binders, including activated charcoal and Cremazine. Because I know what you might be thinking now. Will this binder make a difference for me? And the answer is yes. Finding the right binder can make a difference for patients in all the stages, no matter if you are in stage 3 or 4 or battling with dialysis. Having less kidney toxins going around can make a huge difference. Let me explain. There are two gut-derived toxins in particular that scare us: indoxyl sulfate and picresyl sulfate. But they are extremely underestimated by modern medicine. It's true. These toxins are the reason why even my dialysis patients start to feel a lot better when I start them on a plant-based diet. And this innovative detoxifier will make a huge difference with these toxins. So here's how it works. Indoxyl sulfate and picresyl sulfate are gut-derived protein-bound toxins, alright? What this means is that they are generated in the gut during protein metabolism, and they attach to protein. They bind to protein. They will stay in the blood for a long time. And this happens in all the stages, not just in dialysis patients. But give these toxins enough time and they will turn your arteries into cardboard. And this is a very serious problem. Cardiovascular events are the #1 cause for death in CKD patients. So yeah, if you don't want to experience one of those, consider a binder. And it's also worth mentioning that these toxins are one of the main causes of uremic pruritus in dialysis patients. Indoxyl sulfate in particular is sometimes referred to as the kidney scar toxin, and it is also associated with cognitive impairment even in early stage of chronic kidney disease. Yeah, you will think that doing dialysis will remove these deadly toxins, right? But no, it doesn't. As I was saying, these toxins bind to protein, alright? Dialysis is not meant to clear protein from the blood. So as this study points out, dialysis is often insufficient. So question, how do we detoxify these dangerous protein-bound toxins? Now, as I was saying, these toxins are a serious problem for CKD patients, and even dialysis won't do much against them. Now, these are toxins derived from the metabolism of protein in the gut. This is why, while dialysis fails, following a low-protein, plant-based diet really makes a difference here. I mean, removing toxins with binders is great, but not having them in the first place, even better. That said, what I want to focus on today are binders, alright? Because they can make a difference. So let's take a look at what CKD patients are already using to prevent kidney scars, arterial calcification, and all the other nasty symptoms. As I was saying, there's a big innovation, a binder called CharXgen, which has been designed specifically to lower your levels of these two nasty toxins, indoxyl sulfate and picresyl sulfate. This binder is supposed to be a huge step forward compared to AST120, which is already pretty powerful. So this is the interesting part. Let's talk about a binder so powerful it was used to replace dialysis. I'm talking about activated charcoal, the granddad of the novel super binder CharXgen. This is something some of you are probably taking, and it can help because it has been used to replace dialysis in medical literature, so it's clear it works. Some of the patients in this study were able to avoid dialysis for years despite having end-stage renal failure using just activated charcoal and a low-protein diet. And activated charcoal is often used against bloating, gas, diarrhea, and more. It is also used to treat overdoses and poisoning in the ER. This substance is extremely good at binding to toxins in the digestive system and removing them. And frankly, it's worth having a bottle of it around, just in case. In fact, if your stomach is upset or if you are having gas, a small dose of it can solve the problem pretty fast. But of course, the main reason why I'm talking about activated charcoal is because it has been studied in CKD patients in order to slow down the progression of the disease. And it worked. Especially, it reduces phosphorus levels, and this is another very dangerous kidney toxin. Now, of course, today we mostly use sevelamer for phosphorus, but activated charcoal still makes sense because it's extremely cheap and easy to find. And that means that patients that don't have access to modern phosphate binders like sevelamer can still have something to fight phosphorus. But now the question is, why should we even consider novel binders if we have activated charcoal? Well, here's the thing. Activated charcoal works. It only has one problem. It binds to and removes lots of things in the intestine. Vitamins, other essential nutrients, not to mention antihypertensive and immunosuppressant medications. Yep. Activated charcoal works a bit too well. Activated charcoal is like using a wrecking ball to remove a spider from your wall. The spider's gone, so is half the house. Yeah, this is why today it is almost never prescribed to CKD patients. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it can still be used safely, but the patient should take it with food and take most of their medications on an empty stomach. So yeah, today there are medications based on activated charcoal that are more evolved and more targeted, alright? They're like surgeons. Compared to them, activated charcoal is a chainsaw-wielding maniac in the operating room. So yeah, that's how I will describe cremazine. Cremazine is often prescribed in Japan, the Philippines, and some other countries to lower indoxyl sulfate and picresyl sulfate and to fight CKD. It is actually an evolutionary step forward from activated charcoal because it's lab-made to bind to uremic toxins only. If you live in one of these countries and your doctor prescribes cremazine to you, that's amazing. But this is a prescription medication, alright? It's not approved by the FDA and you can't have it in the US. And if you are in the US, I don't recommend taking regular activated charcoal to remove toxins either, even if it works. In fact, there are alternatives that are much safer, such as Mirena fiber, for example. Because here's the thing. The very first thing you want to use to prevent indoxyl sulfate and picresyl sulfate from destroying your kidneys and your body is fiber. This is what a very large review of studies found out. Data from 21 studies with 700 patients is pretty clear about this. Fiber supplements like Mirena fiber can make a pretty big difference here. Mirena fiber, especially at high doses, will get you rid of a long list of toxins including the dreaded indoxyl sulfate and picresyl sulfate. And here's the most important part. Mirena fiber is not a binder, so you don't need to take it with food for it to work. It works by improving your gut microbiota, thus reducing the production of toxins in the first place. So yeah, while activated charcoal only works when taken with food, Mirena fiber works even if taken on an empty stomach. And that's a huge advantage if you think about it. I mean, it can't bind to medications and nutrients if there is no medication or nutrient in your intestine at the same time as it. Right? And that's why a renal diet and Mirena fiber supplementation should always be your first line of defense against toxins. But they can be complemented by other binders such as cremazine, sevelamer, or the innovative super binder CharXgen. And I will show you how to find and use CharXgen in a moment because remember that, unlike cremazine, this doesn't require a prescription. Before that, let's see very briefly why this binder is considered even more effective than cremazine. Because now the question is, what makes this super binder so powerful? So here's the thing about cremazine. As I was saying, this is a medication, right? It's like sevelamer. It's something doctors in Japan, Korea, and Taiwan prescribe every day. And those are countries with universal healthcare, alright? So the healthcare system is actively working to find treatments that prevent dialysis because getting patients to avoid dialysis is a great way to save money. Now, in the US, things are a bit different. Your doctor has probably never even heard of cremazine. They will never prescribe it to you, even if it works. So what about CharXgen then? Because while getting cremazine may be complicated, CharXgen is a supplement, alright? And while it's not available yet in the US, you can still import a supplement legally for personal use. And here's the thing, CharXgen was created to replace cremazine and to be more effective at removing toxins. It has a higher absorption per gram, meaning that you need to lower dose. And it has been proven even better than cremazine at removing picresyl sulfate, which is incredible if you ask me. I mean, a supplement that works better than a medication. Amazing! So now the question is, how to get the super binder? This binder is made in Taiwan, and the easiest way to get it is from a website like Rakuten that offers international shipping. Please note that the prices are in new Taiwan dollars, not in US dollars. So when you see $350 for the shipping, that's roughly 11 to 12 US dollars. Yeah, this product is pretty cheap. 3 packs cost about 3 US dollars. So using the products costs about $1 per day. And by the way, they call it CharX Guard here, but it's the same product. Maybe they will call it a whole other way when it finally gets to the US. Who knows? In any case, remember to contact the seller before buying. Make sure they can deliver to your country and, well, allow at least a couple of weeks for the shipment to get there. There are, of course, other websites that sell this product because, as I was saying, it's an OTC supplement. So consider searching for this as well. And if you want more kidney saving tips, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye-bye.